It was the kind of night that felt like the whole world had forgotten to care. Rain poured down in icy sheets over the city, drowning the sound of traffic and muffling the distant horns. Under a crumbling bus shelter, a thin boy of no more than 10 sat curled up beside a stray dog, both soaked to the bone. He wore an oversized hoodie with holes in it and clutched a torn backpack to his chest like it held everything he had left, which, in truth, it did. Across the street, inside a sleek black SUV parked at the curb, a woman sat gripping the steering wheel with trembling fingers. Her name was Isabel Mercer, 32, the CEO of a multi-million-dollar wellness empire, and 8 months pregnant. Her glossy world of clean marble floors, high-level board meetings, and celebrity endorsements felt galaxies away from the night she was living now. She had just fled a gala where her fiancé, and co-founder of her company, had publicly betrayed her with a stunning young model and whispered into her ear as he passed, "You're not what you used to be." That's how she ended up here, in a part of the city she hadn't seen since college. Tears blurred the windshield, mixing with the rain. She couldn't drive. She couldn't go home. She couldn't even think. Then she saw him, the boy huddled under the bus stop. He looked so small and breakable, like life had tried to wash him away. For reasons she didn't understand, Isabel got out of the car. She crossed the street slowly, holding her swollen belly as she approached. "You okay?" she asked gently. The boy looked up, startled. He nodded, then shook his head. "I'm okay. I'm just waiting for the rain to stop." The dog beside him gave a low, distrustful growl, but Isabel crouched anyway. Her designer heels sunk into the wet pavement, and she winced as her knees cracked. "Where are your parents?" she asked. "Gone. It's just me and Toby." He gestured to the dog. "Don't worry. He won't bite. He's just hungry." So was the boy. She could see it now, his cheeks hollow, his lips chapped. Isabel hesitated. Her whole life was full of rules: don't trust strangers, don't engage in risk, protect your image. But something in this boy's eyes, something pure and raw and unfiltered, cut straight through her fear. "I'm Isabel. Do you want to come sit in my car?" "Just to get warm," she offered. He looked at her, then at the dog, then back. "Can Toby come too?" "Of course." They sat in the SUV for over an hour. She turned on the heat. Gave him a protein bar from her purse. Let him talk. His name was Jamie. He used to live with his mom until she got sick and passed away. The system had failed him, again and again. He ran away from his last foster home after being beaten for hiding food. Isabel listened, her heart aching in ways she didn't expect. Jamie asked her why she was crying, and she laughed through her tears. "I guess we both got left behind tonight," she said. Before she drove away that night, she gave him a blanket from her trunk, half a dozen more protein bars, and her business card. "If you're ever in trouble," she said, "call me." I mean it. He never did. And she never saw him again. Years passed. Isabel raised her daughter, Lily, on her own. She rebuilt her company, rebranded it around second chances, and poured millions into shelters, recovery programs, and youth education. But still, she often wondered about the boy under the bus stop. Then, one late afternoon, as she prepared for a speech at a community center her foundation had just funded, a staff member came to her. "Someone from our mentorship program is receiving a special award today," the woman said. "He asked if he could speak personally after your segment. His story, it's really something." Isabel smiled. "Of course." She took the stage moments later. The crowd applauded, her daughter beamed from the front row, and the speech went beautifully. She closed with a line she often used: "It's not always about how much you give, but when you give it, and who you believe in when they don't even believe in themselves." Then the next speaker was called. "Now please welcome one of our youth program's first graduates, Mr. Jamie Taylor." The room clapped politely as a tall young man walked up. He wore a suit, though slightly too big, and his hands trembled as he held the mic. "Some of you know my story," he began. "But many don't. I was homeless when I was 10. I lived on the streets for nearly a year after my mother died. One night, I met someone. A woman who gave me warmth, food, and more than that, a moment of dignity. She treated me like a person when the world saw me as a problem." The crowd listened, spellbound. "She gave me a card, and I didn't call. I was scared. I didn't think I deserved help. But what I didn't know is that moment, it changed me. It stayed with me. And later, when I got a second chance, I took it. I got into school. I joined this program. And today, I'm starting my residency at Mercy Hospital." Gasps and claps filled the room. Jamie swallowed, his eyes shining. "She probably doesn't remember me. But I remember her. Her name is Isabel Mercer." The entire hall turned to Isabel. She stood frozen. Her hands flew to her mouth. Jamie stepped off the stage and walked to her, holding something small, a business card, worn and faded, with her name still barely visible. "I kept it," he whispered. "You kept me alive that night." Tears fell freely now. Isabel pulled him into a hug, her voice breaking. "You have no idea how many nights I prayed to know what happened to you," she said. They stood in silence for a moment, two lives that had collided by accident, now reconnecting with purpose. Her daughter joined them, hugging Jamie tightly like she somehow knew he was part of their story, too. Jamie became part of Isabel's foundation. Together, they launched new housing and healthcare initiatives, starting with shelters near that very bus stop. And every year on the same rainy night, they returned, not to mourn what was lost, but to celebrate what had been found. Because sometimes, a single moment of kindness can echo for years. Sometimes, the lives we change are the ones that change us back.